My people, what is really going on right now in Nigeria is something we all need to pay attention to. The talk everywhere now is about President Bola Ahmed Tinubu warning northern leaders, telling them clearly that they are not above the law. This came just after the Chief of Defense Staff, General Christopher Musa, spoke very strongly to citizens, reminding everyone that Nigeria must remain peaceful and law-abiding. The two statements together have shaken the air across the country because it is not every day you hear such a strong tone from the president and from the military at the same time. Please, as you're listening to this gist, don't forget to like this video and subscribe so you don't miss any update. Now, let's go deeper. The way the president talked this time, it wasn't just politics. It sounded like a serious warning. He said it clearly that leadership does not mean anyone is above the law, not even people with high titles or influence in the north. He was reacting to the growing tension in the country, the issues of insecurity, rising cost of living, and how some people try to use their position to escape accountability. Over the past few weeks, we've heard about protests. We've heard about insecurity in the northwest, bandit attacks in Kaduna, Katsina, Zamfara, and even new clashes around Plateau. So, Tinubu's message came at a time when many Nigerians were already wondering if the government is still in control. He said the rule of law must stand above every person, tribe, or region. And that sentence alone has started many conversations, because people are now asking, will this warning actually lead to action? Will the government truly treat everyone equally under the law, or will it just be another political talk? And let's not forget the second part of this story. General Christopher Musa, the Chief of Defense Staff, also came out strongly. He told the Nigerians that the military will not fold its arms while some citizens or groups try to destabilize the peace of the country. He reminded everyone that freedom comes with responsibility, that protests must be peaceful, and that nobody should turn violence into politics. Some people say this is a good step. They want peace, they want discipline, they want safety. But others are worried that it could be used as an excuse to silence people who are genuinely protesting against hardship. If you're following this story closely, you'll know that this statement didn't come out of nowhere. The northern region has been dealing with serious challenges for years: insecurity, unemployment, and now inflation. Many traditional and political leaders in that area have strong influence. So when Tinubu said, "You are not above the law," some people took it as a bold move, while others saw it as a warning shot to those who might be trying to challenge the central government. But here's where things get more interesting. After the president's warning, there were quiet talks inside political circles that this message was also aimed at those leaders who sometimes block reforms or who are slow to cooperate with federal plans for security and development. So, the idea is not just about crime or law, it's about loyalty, it's about unity, it's about everyone working together to stabilize Nigeria. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe if you're following me so far. I don't want you to miss what's coming next, because this matter gets deeper. You see, for years, Nigerians have been asking for equal treatment under the law. Many people feel that when something happens in the north, government reacts one way, and when it happens in the south, government reacts differently. So this statement by Tinubu is being seen as a chance to change that perception, to show that no one, no matter how powerful, is above justice. And to be fair, this could be a turning point if the government really means business. Now, think about this. The Chief of Defense Staff didn't just talk to citizens randomly. He read what we call the Riot Act. That means he gave a strong reminder. Law and order will be maintained, and those who cause trouble will face consequences. But he also said the military will protect peaceful Nigerians and will not allow criminals or violent groups to destroy lives. This is coming at a time when social media has been full of videos of protests, anger, and frustration about the cost of living. So it seems both the president and the military are sending one joint message. Nigeria must stay calm, united, and law-abiding. But Nigerians, we always analyze everything. People are saying, if the president says no one is above the law, then it should start from the top. They are asking about corrupt politicians. about people who misuse public funds, about those who make promises and break them. Nigerians are watching closely to see if this talk will lead to arrests, reforms, or real transparency. You see, that's the beauty of democracy. When leaders make big statements, the people hold them to it. And right now, that's exactly what is happening. Let's be real. Law and order are important, but people also need hope. The country is facing tough times. Food prices are high, transportation costs are rising, electricity tariffs are up, and the naira is struggling. So while Nigerians understand the need for peace and law, they also want to see real solutions. They want jobs, they want security, they want progress. So this story is not just about northern leaders being warned, it's also about the entire country being reminded that Nigeria must work together. Tinubu's statement is saying enough of impunity, enough of special treatment. The law must be for everyone, not for some. But the real question is, can the system handle that kind of fairness? Can the same institutions that have been slow or weak suddenly become fair to all sides? That's what everyone is waiting to see. Now, one thing that stood out in this whole development is the tone of both men, Tinubu and General Musa. The messages carried confidence and finality. It wasn't a gentle reminder, it was a strong command. And when the president and the defense chief speak in one voice like that, it usually means the government is preparing for something. Some analysts are saying this could be a preemptive move before new policies or enforcement actions come into play. And that's why citizens must stay alert. We need to keep watching, not with fear, but with awareness. Because as we all know, leadership can make big announcements. But what matters is how it affects ordinary people. By the way, if you're enjoying this gist and you want me to continue with the full details, remember to like this video and subscribe right now. I mean it, it helps a lot. Okay, continuing. Now let's look at the bigger picture. If this warning leads to a culture where leaders obey the law, it will be one of the best things that could happen to Nigeria. Imagine a system where traditional rulers, governors, and political heavyweights are held accountable for their actions just like ordinary citizens. That's the Nigeria people want to see. But if it turns into selective justice, where only some people are punished and others are protected, then it will just be another story that fades away. Let's not forget, northern Nigeria has been at the center of many national debates. Insecurity, education gaps, poverty, and political power, all these issues have been discussed for years. So, a warning from the president directed at that region carries weight. It's like saying, we need you to set the right example. And honestly, this message also goes to other regions, the South, the East, the West. Every leader, every official, every citizen must understand that obeying the law is not optional. It's what keeps a country stable. Because without rule of law, we have chaos. Now let's talk about how citizens are reacting. Social media is full of mixed opinions. Some people are praising the president, saying this is the kind of strong talk Nigeria needs right now. A leader who will not tolerate anyone breaking the law. Others are saying, we've heard this before. They want to see real proof. Arrests, investigations, public accountability. They want to see that even people close to power can face justice. So the mood is cautious optimism. People are happy with the message, but they're waiting for the results. And you see, this is where leadership is tested. Because it's one thing to say, you're not above the law, but it's another thing to make sure that the law is truly blind, that it doesn't care about a tribe, title, or position. That's the true meaning of fairness. And honestly, if Nigeria gets that part right, half of our problems will disappear. Because when everyone knows they will face consequences for wrongdoing, corruption drops, insecurity reduces, and trust increases. So maybe this warning is not just about northern leaders. Maybe it's about a new standard, a new beginning. As Nigerians, we must also play our part. We can't break traffic rules, cheat others, or spread fake news and still expect leaders to behave perfectly. Everyone has a role to play. Let's start small, by respecting the law in our own daily lives. Because the truth is, A country that obeys its laws grows faster. Investors come in, people feel safe, and peace becomes normal. Don't forget again, like this video and subscribe right now if you want more of these kind of real talk news. Now, before we round up, let's reflect on something deeper. Why did the president and the CDS speak almost at the same time? It shows that the government wants to appear united. Civil leadership and military leadership moving together. That's not common in Nigeria's history. Normally, the military keeps quiet until there's a big security issue. But this time, both sides are talking, maybe to send a strong signal that they are serious about stability. And to be honest, this could also be a way to discourage any group or person thinking of using regional politics or protests to weaken national unity. The government is saying no matter your region, you must follow the rules. So what next? Nigerians will be watching the actions that follow. Will there be new arrests? Will the EFCC or ICPC go after big names? Will security agencies show equal treatment in North and South? Or will this just be another press talk? Time will tell. But for now, the message is clear. Leadership must obey the same laws as the people they govern. Let me end this gist with one simple truth. Leadership without accountability is nothing. And the only way Nigeria can move forward is if both leaders and citizens agree that no one, absolutely no one, is above the law. That's the big picture in this story. If you love how we break down news like this, hit that like button right now and subscribe so you'll always get updates anytime something major drops in Nigeria. Turn on your notifications too so you don't miss my next gist, because I'll be following up on this story to see if action really matches the words. Now tell me in the comments, do you think Tinubu's warning will bring real change? Or will it just fade away like other speeches before it? Let's talk about it below.